And welcome back to Crypto Hulk. The name of the crypto today is AGRI, A-G-R-I. And the contract code is right there. There you go. You can buy it at Phantom or Jupiter if you want, or if you don't want. I don't care. I'm here just to give information. I'm not here to pump and dump any crypto today. No, this one is the one. I truly believe, from the information that I've found, this crypto and its platform will be the basis for all the commodity trading on the entire planet. Oh, shit. That's not a big deal at all, Crypto Hulk. This crypto starting off with small little things, corn, wheat, African. It's out of Africa. Coming soon to Latin America and the rest of the world. The guy that started it with some other people, he was a commodities trader. Oh, shit. And he started a company that helps emerging markets, poor countries. He started a company to help emerging markets get up to speed with crypto and help them trade. Oh, shit. We got Goldman Sachs all up in this, other massive banks in the world. Like, this is a baby project. What this baby project is a way to get this platform into the world. Start them off slow. Start it off cheap where they can afford these cryptos before the crypto agri goes ballistic. So they're going to start off easy and, move hay and wheat and shit like that. But guess what? Guess what the guy who has experience, Goldman Sachs guy a Goldman Sachs executive created this platform a few years ago. You've already got, guess what? Stripe involved in this. Oh, man. You got Bridge involved in this. Oh, man. You got a lot. We got a Crypto Hulk. Hold on a second. I think I'm going to blow a load in my pants. This one's a good one. This will be the commodities platform that the world will trade on. And we're going to go over this. It's pretty exciting. Took me a lot of work to come up with it. To read it and examine it and try to understand it. But, yeah. So if you're interested in that crypto, get a piece of it. It's got a couple zeros in front of it. And it's a good, solid crypto. You're going to love it. It's something you want to hold on to. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. I don't know anything what I'm talking about. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about financial advice. What I do know is how to get high. So high like a kite. Heroin, cocaine, peyote, LSD. I eat them all 24/7. Eat them, snort them, keister them, inject them, everything. I've been high straight for 5.5 years. If you got any kind of advice from me or whatever like that, oh my God, run, turn around, get away. This channel is the worst. It's designed to get you financially destroyed. I just got out of jail for serving a 100-year sentence for fraud and lying to people. And that's your disclaimer for today. People are like, man, that's the best part of the show. That's how you're supposed to start a show, Crypto Hulk. But your drug use, those are rookie numbers. I do way more than you. Okay. Let's see who's here. First 5 people. Let me see. Oh. And not a big deal. A former federal prosecutor for the United States of America who used to bust crypto companies has invested $19 million into this company. Oh, and this former federal prosecutor is the same one that busted Ripple back in 2015. Oh, man, Crypto Hawk, this is a good one. I'm telling you. If a former federal prosecutor, Katie Hahn, started an investment company and she put in $18 million into this kind of crypto project, kind of tells you a little something there. All right, you're going to love today's show. I know that the platform, that global commodity trading, will be done on this platform we talk about today, global trading. It's tiny right now. They're going to use, they will have a crypto. They also have a stable coin, by the way. So you have a crypto. Let me try to break this down. A few years ago, you had a Goldman Sachs executive create a commodities trading platform. See where this is coming from? Goldman Sachs. Look, they're all trying to get in on this. For all these years, oh, crypto's bad, crypto's bad. They didn't want you in. I didn't give a fuck what the banks were saying or the government. I just kept buying crypto. I mean, I bought my shit at first, and then once I found out about Caleb Brown, right below the channel there, you'll see Caleb and Brown. We are partnerships. They provide institutional custody. And they're quite funny people. They got buying, selling, trading cryptos. You can call your own broker on the phone and say, hey, what up? Jim's going to love that. Kurt Hook, could you please not have all these people calling all the time? Just, I'm like, hey, man, it's customer service. But no, just, I love the company. And then we got the Crypto Hulk lawyer down below that right there. Once you guys get rich, they're coming for all your crypto, even maybe before then. If you have the Crypto Hulk lawyer, we can protect that. We'll wrap it up in a nice little protection. Let's start with my notes. I got about 4 pages. That's how you know Crypto Hulk's been working a lot on this one. He's got 2 pages. That's pretty dang good. If Crypto Hulk has 4 pages, you know this thing's deep. And let's get into this one. It's called Blockchain Operating as a Real-World Asset Marketplace. This Agridex, that's the name of it, Agridex, it's on Jupiter and Phantom, the Phantom Wallet or the Jupiter Exchange. It's on top of Solana. It's a blockchain operating as a real-world asset marketplace on Solana. It aims to integrate $2.7 trillion agricultural market, okay? It wants to control. This is just the start. This is just the starting. Oh, these people are doing a great little job of secretly, they want to eventually be like the world's commodity platform. So we're going to start off with agriculture, make it look like we're just talking about corn and wheat and beets. Okay. Even though the guy who helped invent this was he was one of the youngest commodities traders in one of the biggest platforms of the entire world, but we're just going to work on agriculture. Oh, okay. That's how it all starts. Okay. Let me just tell you, it all starts with something small and you don't even bother to pay attention. And that little small thing grows up and you're like, oh shit, it's a teenager. That's what happens to kids. Number 2. So their goal is to take over the $2.7 trillion agricultural market. The primary use case for this crypto what's the primary use case? Decentralizing and optimizing agriculture trade. Agridex tokenizes crops and other commodities. Well, gee, I wonder what other commodities that's what they're not telling you now. This little crypto, I want you to think of this as just some harmless little tiny little crypto that you're getting for 0.003 or whatever it is cents. where if you spend $500, you probably get a 500,000 of these. Well, not quite, no, like about 100,000. Agridex tokenizes crops and other commodities. I'm going to say will be tokenized all other commodities. You're getting in early, folks. Just letting you know. You won't be rich tomorrow. Don't worry. Tomorrow, next week, it's not going to happen. This crypto settles in less than 5 seconds. Fees are 0.5%. Normally, the fees are 5 to 6% and shit. This is 0.5%. Trades settle in stable coins. Now, this crypto is kind of like a little crypto coming out of Africa. I want you to see it, everybody. What did I tell you about Africa? If Africa ain't hooked up, you ain't rich. Just like what Joe Biden said, if you ain't a Democrat, right? Okay, I'm just repeating what the president said, not changing the words. What we got here is this little, the story on who invented, the original inventor of this crypto platform is a Goldman Sachs executive. He's way, way high. Now, he's not as high as I get when I get high, but he's still way up there in the clouds, right there with me. He invented this platform, and then there's this gentleman that comes in who evolves the platform into what we know it as today. Agri. And we'll get into a little bit maybe on who the second guy, not the first guy. The first guy who came up with the platform was a Goldman Sachs executive. Then the second guy steps in, and he then takes this to a whole new level. They have their crypto platform and their crypto, but the trades will settle in stable coins. And guess who just happens to be their bridge? Bridge just happens, who's all regulated and done. See what we're doing. Let me tell you what's going on. Cryptoholic, what's going on? What's going on is this is how Africa's getting hooked up. I'm watching it. I'm showing you right now. These people are slick, and I'm showing you all the goods on how they're hooking up Africa with commodities and cross-border payments. Africa's being hooked up. Now, this is different. Africa's a different setup because you got 50 different, or 53 or whatever it is, on that island called Africa. You got 50 different countries and 50 different peoples, and it's difficult to bring all these people together. What brings all these people together? Money. Doesn't it always? So that's what we're seeing here. They're going to have stable coins settling. That keeps, this is brilliant because here, see, this is going to include all these African countries. It's already done. They've already used it. It's done. Each country's stable coin can be used here. So it's not like we all have to switch to somebody else's money. That was the biggest fear with crypto in the beginning. Oh, we're going to destabilize countries' money. No, you're not. Not if everybody has their own stable coin, asshat. So that's what we have right here. Every country has their own stable coin, and that's how this thing's going to work. You're not going to shut down anybody's money. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, will back the final deal. The final sell, when this thing is all done and settled, there's NFTs that back for added security. Agri serves as a governance token. There's 1 billion of these. For the whole planet, 1 billion. Now, Ripple, there's 100 billion. For Stellar, 50 billion. For this, 1 billion. Oh. And it's deflationary on top of that. Holders participate in a DAO, DAO, in the fourth quarter of 2025. So before the end of the year, by the end of the year, they will have a DAO on top of that. Listen to this. 50% of the platform profits are allocated for token buyback and a burn. Oh, man. I'm telling you, this is a good one. When this thing spreads, Agri Platform has cross-border payments and is in what's called the LOAM program that they have, LOAM. It's a payments platform program. It's trading in Africa right now, as we speak, and heading to Latin America like next month. Okay, they're gonna start it in that country. It's hitting up all the emerging markets around the world. Let me show you this slick little play they're doing. If you're looking at a long-term crypto, I got your number. What we got going on here is the guy that started this grew up in Africa. He's a mixture of British and Mozambique or something. I haven't seen the guy's picture. I don't really care. What's important, he lived in South Africa and maybe some other places. His family is farmers. So now you kind of see the farming agriculture tie-in. The dad, I believe, was like a really big farmer. The son went to college, got a degree, I think in lawyer. Now, what happened in Africa is the people there took over the white people's land. And the government made these laws where the government stripped you of your land. So he knows the problems that occur. Kind of like reparations in America, where some of the people want reparations. I guess they're trying to, that's like a new thing or something going on. But what we got going on is they took this dude's land and all these white people's land and stuff. So what he's trying to do, he understands what it's like in Africa. He lived there, I think, his whole life. His parents lived there and shit. So he knows the struggle, the problems, the political issues that are there. And what he's trying to do is level the playing field in Africa to help organize trade and put it on blockchain so people can't do illegal shit like take your farmland and shit. This is his whole reasoning for this whole thing, is because when you put all your land on the blockchain and shit, that's no one's stealing your shit. It's already there. So he's trying to have, and plus, when you have instances where somebody's taking mass groups of people's land, that creates instability. You can't run an economy that's not stable. So what he's trying to do is bring stability to his region, his continent, and then let that, because it's an emerging market. Africa's an emerging market. In order for all this crypto to take off, this platform and how it's working is going to spread to Latin America and different parts of the world. And that's how this starts off. This is how it starts. We're going to start with agriculture. But what this guy used to be, a cobalt mineral, he was a trader, the youngest trader in the world at one of the biggest trading houses. So this guy's all about, he's not about trading corn and potatoes. That's not his end goal. This dude's end goal is first, get all the emerging markets hooked up on this platform for commodities. Once you have that done, then you could easily just fall right in with the minerals, gold, silver, platinum, silver. Yep. That's where all this ends up, with all kinds of commodities. But we're starting off with carrots and corn and turnips. No one's going to think a thing about that, right? Then all of a sudden, next thing, but those are commodities. You got to hook up the poor countries first. That's what we're doing. You got to get all their commodities market stuff hooked up. This is where we're starting with that, with food. We're starting with the basics, right? Just like we're starting with stable coins. No one's going to argue with stable coins. What are stable coins? Oh, it's just money. That's not a big deal. You hook all up the stable coins. Guess what? When all the stable coins are hooked up, that's when the crypto gets to rip, because it's already done. That's what we're doing here. Let's start off with some tomatoes and corn and shit. No one cares about that shit, right? Okay. Then you spread that throughout the whole entire world. Okay. Now, what do you got here undercover? You got a commodities platform that just spread throughout the whole entire world, selling corn and peanuts and dumb shit like that, right? Well, that's all food. We need to eat all that. But then that's the framework for all the other commodities, Crypto Hulk. Once you have a, quote, commodities platform running throughout the whole world, how tough would it be just to throw in gold, silver, cobalt, uranium, and all the other? Well, shit, you could do that, couldn't you, Crypto Hulk? Yes, you could. That's why I'm reading off this article. I'm showing you how the future of the world's commodity is starting right now. And they're starting with little corn and wheat and shit like that no one gives a fuck about, right? Okay, I'm showing you this crypto is in baby infancy with a couple zeros in front of it. This is what we do on Crypto Hulk Show. I show you how a platform starts, who are the players, how they get going, and the rest will be history. It'll play out for itself. I haven't even gotten into all the partners. When you see who Ripple's a partner in this. Ripple's a partner in this. Just saying, okay? Not directly, they're indirectly. They're using Chipper Cash. That's a massive Ripple. Just happened to be Ripple partner, Ripple Cash. Chipper Cash just became like a Ripple partner like a month ago. Now all of a sudden this shit's hitting the scene, right? Where do you see the connections in this? You're like, well, damn, Crypto Hulk, that is a baby crypto, but shit, they have some pretty good connections in there. Oh, yes, they do. This crypto, it just, there's no way it has these partners in it and it fails. It's just not possible. The founder, okay. The founder was a commodities trader. He started a company that helps emerging markets get into the trading commodities. So he started a company where he'll go to a certain country and help teach their government officials how to link up with this platform so then they can trade commodities so this poor country won't stay poor. It's going to allow, look, it's going to get these countries that are broke and allow them to get their products put into the world. And some of these countries have commodities like, I don't know, is oil a commodity? Like Venezuela, any of these countries that have these natural resources or commodities they haven't figured out how to tap. Now they're going to figure out how to tap and put it on this commodities platform for the whole entire world. This is going to create so much fucking money. His advisor is a guy named Hawk O'Berry. Not Huckleberry from Tom, what's that, Tom Sawyer or whatever the fucking shit is. This Hawk O'Berry has ties to Solana. Not a big deal. And this guy has ties to Jupiter Exchange. Oh, shit. Now, guess what the Jupiter Exchange is going to do? The Jupiter Exchange is a liquidity partner. Because if you have a crypto, you need to be able to spread that crypto out everywhere, right? That's where Jupiter comes in. Oh, shit. And the Solana blockchain. They're all in this thing deep. They're all like partners, helping the world spread this exchange. This is agri-exchange. Let's keep going. Now we're starting to get into this. AgriDex is linked to this original founder called L3COS. Now, this is a platform that the original fucking Goldman Sachs executive guy made. It's called L3COS. It was founded by the Goldman guy named Zurab, Z-U-R-A-B, Asheville, A-S-H-V-I-L. Nothing to do with Nashville. He's former JP Morgan. I'm sorry. So this guy, sharp guy, named Zurab Asheville, created a platform, this JP Morgan guy, called L3COS. This is where the current owner of this platform, he created the AgriDex. Let me see here. Henry Duckworth. These people have these names like Huckleberry Finn. Henry Duckworth. This is this dude's name. He's the co-founder and CEO of what we know today as AgriDex. It evolved. AgriDex, no, it's not a monkey, or like you, came from a monkey. Not me. Higher powered all the way, baby. With me, with this blockchain here, I'm seeing Goldman, Asheville, whatever his name is, created this trading commodities platform, but it evolved into what we know as Agridex because Henry Duckworth got involved with all these special little connected people. I don't think this was anything short of a setup, because this Henry Duckworth guy doesn't know anything about computers and shit. He's a commodities broker. He's not a computer programmer. He doesn't write code. This was all a government ops program. Let's continue. He's got some partners in here. These are the people that are making this shit work. You have something called Parogate Group. It's an African. Now remember, you got to have the African people involved in this shit, or they ain't gonna allow it to happen. Parogate Group is an African-based trading company and a key partner. I kind of like to say they're the ones that grease the wheels of all the government regulators to make sure your shit gets done. They're the wheel greasers, okay? Now, you have another company involved in here, the Imperial Logistic Company. They're the transportation of the agricultural products. They are like the trucking company, okay? Next, there's a company called Bridge. Oh, shit. Maybe you might have heard of it. It's only like one of the biggest. It only made one of the biggest fintech deals in the entire world. We'll go over that in a minute. You might have heard of Bridge, and if not, you're going to hear about them. Bridge is their other original partner. What's Bridge's job in this? Well, listen to the fucking name of the company, then you'll know what its fucking job is. Their job is a stablecoin integration. Now, Bridge doesn't have its own coin. Bridge lays the platform like a railroad. Bridge lays the railroad tracks. That's what they do. They build railroad tracks all over the place. Now, what Bridge did is they got bought out by Stripe. Oh, shit. Now it's starting to get real old school big from 2015. Because where Bridge builds this railroads, Stripe has the stable coin. But guess what? Stripe back. Oh, we got to look here. Oh, shit. We're on a roll. Stripe comes in. Let me take a look here. Where's my article at? Okay. Now, Stripe and Stellar worked their way into this. And you got Ripple involved in this too. I'm telling you, this little crypto is a diamond that's hidden. Some of you have found the little diamond, and others of you are going to sell this motherfucker off the minute you can make 25%. Some of you guys 15%, you'd be selling it off. Right here. Look at this article right here. Stripe and Stellar relationship. What happened back in 2015? Stellar was just starting. The guy that started Stellar, one of the guys, he came from Ripple. He helped create Ripple. Jed McCaleb helped create Ripple. He left to form Stripe. Stripe bought 2 billion lumens. Right now, Stripe owns 1 out of 25 stellar lumens on the planet right now. 1 out of 25. There's your history lesson for today. Now, we're talking about Bridge and Stripe. In February of this year, guess what? Stripe buys Bridge. Let's look at this right here. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. There's like total connections between Stellar, Stripe, Ripple, and all this shit. Yeah. And this little crypto I've never even heard of called Agridex. There's your article right there. What does the article say? February 4th, 2025. Stripe, who owns 1 out of 25 Stellars and has been a Stellar partner from day one for only about 10 years, and that's not too long. Stripe completes bridge acquisition, meaning Stripe buys bridge. That's what we're talking about in this crypto right here. This crypto needed a stable coin, so it hooks up with a company called Bridge. Oh, shit. See where we're getting at right there? They buy, this company hooks up with Bridge. Agridex, because they needed a stable coin. So Bridge creates a platform like a rail track, and then Stripe comes in, because guess what? They got the stable coins. Because why? They own 1 out of 25 Stellars, but Stellar's linked up with Circle, aren't they? Yes, they are. And Circle has the stable coin. Oh, shit. This is getting good. Let's keep going. Now, they bought Stellar tokens from Stellar back when Stellar was first started. Okay. Agri is the token. Agri is the governance token. It was launched December 4th, 2025. This is what it's saying here. Like, it was just launched the other day, according to Grok. Now, Grok probably messed up. I don't think it. But they are partners. This Agri is partners with the country of Kenya. And they're in a sandbox right now trading this thing. So they're already working with the government over there. Remember, you got to get Africa hooked up. This is what I'm showing you. If you don't hook up Africa, no one's getting rich. That whole continent is going to get hooked up. And this is what I'm showing you. How are they doing this? This token, Agri, evolved from the ex-JP Morgan guy in 2021. L3COS was the company or the token platform. It now remains on the Solana blockchain, still on there. Listen to this. This is good for this company. Agridex donates 5% of its profits to farmer education. I like that. Now, Visa's involved. Oh, shit. Here we go. Let me show you something here, kids. When you start saying Visa's involved with their payment system, that you already know where this goes. I'm going to show the brand new people that just showed up who have no idea. When you got Visa involved, look what you got here. Then you got PayPal involved in this with Venmo because they're working with Visa. And if you look at this article in the the second paragraph, you see Western Union is now hooked up in this. But look at the third paragraph. You got Astra, Brightwell, Cross River Bank. Cross River Bank was a Ripple bank from day one. And you got Pfizer involved. That's a Ripple partner from day one. So you're seeing Ripple partners involved in this process here. Let me just show you really quick. I'm just going to show you one. I'm not going to show you all the partners and all the evidence because that's a whole fucking history lesson. And I don't got time for that shit right now. I'm just going to show you one. Here's Cross River, Ripple partner for like day one. Look at the date of this article, 2014. What does it say? Cross River Bank to integrate with Ripple. So there we go. I'm not going through all these fucking companies. You've got PayPal, Venmo, and Visa all working together. You got Western Union in on this payment system with Cross River Bank 5. These are all Ripple partners and shit, okay? I already shown you the evidence. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes showing you what the fuck I've already shown you 3,000 times on the show. This shit is what Agri is running on. The PayPal, Venmo, Visa, Western Union, Pfizer, Cross River Bank, Brightwell, Asher, they're all running on the same fucking platform, okay? That's where we are with this Agri and Bridge and Stripe. These are all the players that we already know. They're just using different names, okay? Visa is involved in the stablecoin. They use a stablecoin called EMEA, EMEA. That's their stable coin. So they have a platform with the Agri token and shit, but you need a stable coin to settle. So they're using it. It's called EMEA. And I already told you, everybody who's making that stable coin involved in it, and it goes all the way up to the top, okay? This little platform isn't quite looking so little anymore, is it? Now, the Loam project, LOAM project, launched in 2025, April. So it's about 6 months old. It uses Agri indirectly for cross-border payments, yield farming, staking, trade finance, insurance integrations. Agri holders can earn boosted yields on access, and they also have premium features. I think they have Edward. Now, there's a guy named Edward Moncton, Moncton. He's the chief strategy officer for Agri. Who is this guy? Oh, he was just an executive at Citadel and Goldman Sachs. Not a big deal. The other person, now this is like in this bridge Agri relationship. You have partners from Deutsche Bank with all kinds of experience. So Deutsche Bank's involved in this. All their crypto people, their commodities brokers, anybody at Deutsche Bank with all kinds of experience is in this project trying to help them make this shit work, okay? This is how Africa is getting hooked up. You're bringing in all the best in the world to go over there and help these people get set up. They have Circle wallets integrated into this program. They also have Mint, M-I-N-T, Mint wallets. Jupiter Exchange is involved in this as the liquidity provider. And they have been already trading this crypto already with the government of Kenya and throughout Africa. It's already been done. It's moving on to South America as we speak. Latin America. Okay, there's that. I think that page is done. Page 2. Oh, let me check the comments. Make sure I'm just not reading to myself here. Okay, Plume Network. Now, Plume's involved. Now, don't have dessert before dinner, okay? Yes, Plume's involved. I'm telling you, this crypto, you're getting so early with the players that I'm showing here and going to continue to show. You got 2 zeros in front of this project, okay? And we're not done reading off the business connections on this one. Let's keep going. Agri founder Henry Duckworth was the youngest. Listen to this one. This guy knows this. Look, this guy didn't start this platform just to sell potatoes and carrots, okay? Listen to this. Agri founder Henry Duckworth was the youngest ever commodity trader in what's called Trifigura. It's a global commodities giant, okay? That's who started this little potatoes and carrot dealing, okay? I don't think this guy. And what was he trading? Precious minerals and shit like cobalt and all these kinds of things, okay? He wasn't dealing with corn and potatoes in his past job history, all right? He worked as the youngest in the whole entire company as a commodities trading. Now, they start with food, and they work their way to cobalt, gold, silver, and diamonds, and all kinds. That's where this ends up, everybody, okay? Don't let the 0.003 fool you and the fact that they're selling corn and potatoes. It might start off like that, and the next thing you know, flip of the switch, now they got gold, cobalt, diamonds, and all kinds of shit. You know what? All of Africa's minerals? Oh, shit. Africa's probably, the continent is like the richest in minerals in the whole entire world. What happens if they were to be able to put that all in a blockchain? Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. Bridge is a stablecoin infrastructure and orchestration platform. It provides APIs and receives. Bridge receives, stores, converts, issues, and spends stablecoins globally. It was founded in 2022. Now that's interesting. All this, I want you to look at this. How coincidental this is. This agribusiness, all of a sudden comes up, and then all of a sudden Bridge pops up, and all of a sudden these other companies just seem to happen to join up together. Think that's all coincidence? Nope. This little AgriDex pops up 6 months later. Bridge just hey, let's work together. And then you got fucking Circle mixed up in this shit. You'll see Plume. All these people just happened to bump into each other at a party one day, at a Diddy party a couple of years ago, right? That's what it was. They all just bumped into each other at a Diddy party. They were playing with the baby oil and shit. And then what happened? Oop, boop, out pops a crypto. And a commodities platform for the whole entire world. What a coincidence. Now, Bridge was bought by Stripe. I showed you that. And then guess what? This became, I want you to see something here. All of a sudden, Bridge comes in, hooks up with Duckworth and Mr. Bigglesworth from Austin Powers. Remember Mr. Bigglesworth, right? Okay. I'll tell you. Then all of a sudden, Stripe and Bridge, listen to this. This becomes the largest crypto acquisition in history. The M&A, this became the largest M&A to date. So that's an act when one company buys another. This was the biggest one ever in history in crypto. It all started with AgriDex. Are you seeing this? Is this like is it like a coincidence now still? You really think so? Grok is saying this is the biggest M&A. It's an acquisition. When one company takes over another in crypto, this is the biggest one that ever happened in history. And it's over this AgriDex crypto. Oh, shit. Now, a bridge is where all the stablecoin regulation comes in. Bridge enables compliant, regulated stablecoin operations. It launched a platform called Open Issuance in 2025. So Bridge, after it was bought out by Stripe, this was the biggest crypto acquisition in the whole entire world. They're working with this little company called AgriDex. And then Bridge opens up a company called Open Issuance. Now, this is where SWE comes from, the SWE network. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk, it's getting even bigger. I think I'm getting a Woodstock in the Pantalones. Open Issuance started September 2025. Well, shit, that was just like a few months ago, a couple months ago. Bridge doesn't have its own native crypto. It just serves as an orchestration layer for existing stablecoins. Key cases for Bridge are cross-border payments and remittance. So you have the Agri token, which is for the trading of the commodities, and they need a token. So Bridge comes in to help them facilitate that. They have that EMEA token, and then they need a payments platform. So that's where Open Issuance comes in. See, there's these people helping. Look, they're making this shit happen in Africa because Africa doesn't have the ability to do this shit, okay? So they're bringing in the fucking smartest people in the world, making the biggest deals. The acquisition was the biggest deal with Stripe and Bridge and all that shit so that we can get Africa taken off and the rest of us can get rich, okay? That's what the fuck's occurring right here. Throughout Open Issuance platform, so Open Issue, that's the name of the company. Companies can create. Now, Open Issuance is a division of Bridge, and it's a company that helps smaller companies create custom stable coins. Oh, so Open Issuance is how Agridex got to create its stablecoin. That's who showed them how to do it. Remember the Henry Duckworth guy, Mr. Bigglesworth's buddy and stuff? They smoke out together and have little midget orgies and stuff with Austin Powers. That's how all this stuff works. Because the Duckworth guy is not a computer coder. Remember I told you that? But he just happens to have all these connections, like some of the biggest merger, the biggest crypto merger in the whole planet. It just happens to happen with him. Okay, I just want you to see all these just coincidences. These are just coincidences. The Open Alliance company helps you create your own crypto, mint your own crypto, burn your own crypto, and Open Alliance helps you get compliance with government, so you're successful. That's why this crypto is not going to be a rug pull. It's already working with the government of Kenya. That's just we know of. That's just to start and that we know of. This thing is so fucking connected with the Bridge and Stripe and shit. This is massive. And Visa and PayPal, all these motherfuckers are mixed up in this. They have something called the Sendware wallet in Africa and Latin America. Now, the Bridge, the founder, his name is Zach Abrams, and he worked at Evenly, E-V-E-N, like even, and then L-Y. But that was bought by Square back in 2018. He also worked at Square, which is now called Block, okay? This guy who created Bridge also worked at Coinbase earlier in his career on what? Institutional products. That makes sense. Now, there's a person named Adil Mamouji. She's the head of crypto at Bridge. And where did she used to work? Stripe. Whoa. Now, who are the people that are partners with Bridge? Oh, you're going to love it. Bridge has partners, Stripe, Visa. Oh, look, the SUI network, SUI, the SUI network. Phantom Wallet is a partner of Bridge. ZEPS, Z-E-P-S. That's the company called World Remit, or in some parts of the world, Sendwave. Now look right here, Chipper Cash. Chipper Cash is helping Bridge, and guess what that is? That's Ripple right there, okay? And guess what? SpaceX is involved in all this. Imagine that. Now it's not quite sounding like a tiny little company, is it? When you look at all the connections here, it doesn't get any bigger than this, okay? Bridge applied to the United States comptroller of the currency for a national bank charter. Now, they did this in October of this year, a couple months ago. So Bridge is already waiting to become a bank. Oh, shit. Look what's going to happen with this little agribusiness thing. It's not going to be selling carrots and tomatoes for too much longer, right? When Bridge gets a banking license to be a bank, this whole thing is just going global, man. Like, I'm just letting you know. Now, in the past, Bridge has worked for the United States government, handling disbursements. So Bridge is already hooked in with the United States government. Now, this is going to get a little more exciting. We're just about done here, kids. Let me check some comments. Mr. OG says, I have an account with Chipper Cash. So Mr. OG is already using Ripple technology right now. And he would probably never know it if you're an average person. The average person in Africa is going to use Chipper Cash, and it's going to work great. They're going to send payments and shit, and it's all that matters. It's probably super cheap, super fast, and that's all that they know. What they don't know is they're using crypto technology. It's already being used. Let's continue. This part's exciting. I got 10 minutes, and this show will end in about 10 minutes. Now, man, this almost gives me a little stiffy. Let's look right here. Crypto, you say that about everything. No, I don't. Shut up. Quit being a pervert. Well, you're the one who brought it up. What did I say? Shut up. Can somebody call a psychologist? This guy's arguing with himself live on TV. Let's look right here. Oh, shit. What do we have here? What we have here is the last part of the show. What we have here is what no other crypto channel, for some reason, wants to talk about or even knows about. We have the 2015 Ripple settlement agreement. What happened? This is all fake. This whole thing is all fake. What happened is, and I'll explain some other time, like, okay, just really briefly. What happened is the United States government, okay, Ripple's already doing its thing, doing its thug thizzle, right? Okay, it's out there buying and selling cryptos and shit and money and Ripple Singapore and all that shit. Okay, the United States government makes some kind of law and then drops this law on what crypto money should be, whatever, money service business. Then like the next day or next week, busts Ripple. This was all done on purpose, in my belief, to make Ripple the only company to have gone through and have clarity, okay? This is 2015. No other crypto channel. I've been telling you guys about this for, I don't know, maybe 5 years now or something. No other channel talks about this. Oh, that's old news, they say. Oh, that court case, that doesn't mean nothing. I'm like, wow. I mean, I only worked for the Department of Justice at the beginning of my law enforcement career. Not a big deal. Okay, not a big deal that I worked for the Department of Justice. What we have here is there is a criminal this is all fake. There's a criminal investigation done, and Ripple was found to be a money service business. Now, Ripple wasn't doing KYC, know your customer. So they got a little slap on the hand fine of $500,000 or less. And Ripple was allowed to go forth and prosper. Everything is all good. At this court hearing, you had everybody, all the government offices in there. IRS, fucking U.S. Attorney's Office, probably FBI, on and on. Because remember, Ripple's dealing internationally. So you had FBI, probably CIA. Everybody's all up in this, right? Because did they find Ripple? What did they find? Ripple was buying and selling money in cryptos and all this stuff, right? Did the government have a problem with it? No. Everything was fine. Were they trading securities? No, they weren't. The government, see, all these other channels are so fucking stupid. The government already investigated Ripple in 2015, okay? They investigated everything Ripple was doing. There was no illegal securities being sold like Gary Gensler says in 2020. Now, let me tell you something. In Gary Gensler's case, who were all the government agencies involved besides Gary? Nobody. So it was Gary's word that Ripple was trading securities, right? Because here's the deal. In 2015, the government, including the Treasury and all these other government agencies investigated Ripple in 2015 and found they did nothing wrong. The government knew everything they were doing. And these are multiple government agencies. What'd they find? The XRP was a what? Currency. They weren't selling security. No, where's Gary getting all this shit? This whole Gary Gensler trial, that was a complete joke. Gary Gensler couldn't even tell us for 4 years what was a crypto and what was a security. He couldn't even tell us. That whole thing was a big fucking mess. And all these other YouTube channels are so fucking stupid. They can't even relate to this court case right here. Now, why am I bringing up the court case? Let's look right here at this page. Katie Hahn. Chris Gatta. What does Chris Gatta have to say? Chris Guerra is a $500 member. Chris Guerra says $500 membership has paid for itself every month. Right on there, Chris. It's just, there's facts in this program. Chris follows facts. Okay, so we look here, and what am I showing you? Go to page, if you look on the right side, you'll see page 1. Don't go to the page numbers on the actual article, the court document. Look to the right side. We're on page 1, right? Scroll down. Page 2, 3, 4. And right when you hit page 5, you start seeing signatures. Now, this is very important. These are signatures right here. Look at the name of the first one. Catherine Haun, Haun. That is the attorney that tried to bust Ripple. Okay? This is 2015. You can see her signature right there in the date. 2015. Catherine Haun. Now, let's get into who is Catherine Haun. Now, remember what her job was to bust crypto companies. Okay? She was trying to bust Ripple. Now, CryptoHawk, what does all this have to do with Agridex? Well, the fact that Agridex is using Ripple technology, Chipper Cash, via Bridge. The fact that Bridge is hooked up with Stripe, which is Stellar, which came from Jeb McCaleb, who started Ripple XRP. That's just another connection, not a big deal. Now, Katie Haun owns an investment company, a crypto investment company, by the way. And guess who she invested in? Oh, shit. Let me read it off to you there, buddy. It's called Haun Ventures. Haun Ventures. She gave $18 million, and then they tripled their investment on top of that later on. Oh, shit. So we're probably talking 50, 60, $70 million. Yeah. It shows a 2015 Ripple settlement agreement. She was there. Katie Haun's venture capital company is worth at least $1.5 billion. Now, her partner in this business, he started Anchorage Digital. You know what Anchorage Digital is? We've talked about it a few times on the show. They're the crypto company, the bank, the only one in the whole country that has a license, okay? And that's the bank when the United States Department of Justice would bust a crypto company, they'd put the crypto in digital bank started by this guy that's Katie Haun's partner in this crypto investment company. Now tell me that's not a conflict of interest, right? Like people like, damn, CryptoHawk, how do you find out all this shit? So yeah, the Department of Justice, when they bust criminals, they put their crypto in this guy's Anchorage bank, and he is Katie Haun's partner who used to prosecute Ripple and all the other crypto companies. Think about this. Are you hearing this new level shit on any other channel? There's a guy named Sam Rosenblum who's also her partner. He is the vice president of Phantom Wallet. Oh, shit. I'm just telling you the facts, man. There's a guy named Chris Lahane, who's also Katie's partner. Chris is the chief strategy officer. Chris is a former Airbnb policy lead. What? This guy ran Airbnb. And guess what? He's also plugged into the Democratic politics. Oh, shit. So that's what Grok is saying. Now, let me look here real quick. I want to look into Katie Haun very briefly. Okay, Haun Ventures is the name. Haun, Haun, Haun Ventures. Now, guess what? She started in 2022. That's just like the same time this whole thing started up with Agradex and Bridge and Stripe and all that. She just happens to start her investment company. Well, imagine that. After all these years of prosecuting crypto companies, and her partner, when she started this, Han Ventures, he's the one, all the criminals, when they stole their crypto, they put it in Standard Digital. That's her partner's bank who helped her start this company here. So she was the one busting all these crypto companies for being criminals. Her friend was the bank where they stored all the crypto. And then Katie stops persecuting crypto and he stops holding all the criminals' money. And they come together and form their own crypto company. Son of a bitch. You see this? I was watching this like, man, this is a fucking movie. You could make a movie out of this shit. Crypto Hulk's discovering all these little connections here. And this would be a great little movie to have one day. Katie Hahn's business manages $1.5 billion. Oh, and then March, they raise another $1 billion. So now it's probably $2.5 billion. They have 29 companies they're mixed in with. So her company basically invests in crypto. She was a former prosecutor at the United States Department of Justice. Yeah, where she tried to put Brad Garlinghouse and everybody in jail. She joined Coinbase after that. After trying to sue Ripple and shit and all that stuff, then she starts joining Coinbase and wants to become part of the bad people. Okay, I see how this works. Anchorage Digital is the name. So her partner who founded this business, she worked for the Department of Justice. He had the crypto bank. So she would attack all these crypto criminals and send their money to him. And he'd protect it in his bank. And then later on, these two form a crypto investment company. And right now she's invested into Bridge from when hold on. She's invested into these companies. Very interesting. Now, you want to know, okay, so Katie Hahn's company, let's look at what cryptos, I think I'll leave, let's look at what cryptos she invests, because, like she knows what she's doing, right? So if we look here, what cryptos does she invest in? Well, let's move on because I'm out of time here. But yeah, Katie Hahn's all mixed up in this. Let me look for some questions. Let me look at some questions here, and we'll call the show a wrap. Where are we at? 1 hour and 3 minutes? Okay. Agradex. Knuckle Dragger, good morning to you. Yeah, you guys probably bought all the the Phantom. You probably bought all the Agradex up. It's probably all gone. All right, I think that'll be it. All right. This would be a blockbuster movie. Can't make this shit up. All right, there you go. I will wrap this thing up right now, and I'll try to make. Oh, I'm going to do a cold plunge. So we're at 45 degrees. The first day I was able to do 12 minutes. The second day, 14 minutes. Yesterday I did 16 minutes in 45-degree water. Today, I'll do what I can do. If I can hit 16, 17, I'm going to give myself 2 weeks to kind of get in that 45-degree water, because after that, we're going down to 40 degrees. My goal is to eventually hit, somebody says, Hulk, like, really? Like, I'm not, Hulk Agri is up 85%. Should I wait for the dump? I can't tell you what to do. I have no fucking idea. Look, my goal is to bring you solid cryptos, man. Whatever you want to do, you want to sell it off or keep it or whatever. You want to wait till it's worth $100 a piece. Whatever it is. My job is to bring you 4 pages of notes to show you all these connections and all this secret shit no one's ever found. If you want to sell it off and make a couple $100, that's up to you. If you want to hold on to it, make a couple million, and that's up to you. So you decide, dude. It's your fucking future, not mine. All right. And with that, I'll see you. I'm going to try to make a PM show, but you'll definitely see me doing a cold plunge. Adios.